to Brandex Reviews. This one I'm going to be reviewing the Blu-ray release of Escape Plan, which is a film that came out in late 2013 with Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, I did do a review of this film back at the time when it came out in the cinemas, but the review that I did wasn't great. It was a different format that I was playing about with. Didn't really take off, so I wasn't really pleased with it. So this is to kind of make up for that and maybe add a little bit to it as well. Now, this was a film, I think, that came out, like I say, I seem to remember going in the middle of October, so it's been about nearly 5 months now since it came out. And it was supposed to come out to buy in the shops in the UK anyway, on the 24th of February, but for some reason it got delayed to the 17th of March. It's still not actually available in the UK yet anyway. As I record this anyway, it's the 7th of March, so a week on Monday. But I went online and there was a version on Amazon anyway, which was imported from the Netherlands, and it claims on the website to be the uncut, uncensored version. Now, I don't know in context how true that is, because it seemed to be the same cut of the film that I saw in cinemas back in October. I've looked it up online, can't really find anything about it, specifically what the differences are, so I mean it might be uncut in terms of what came out in the Netherlands at the cinema. But if anyone knows better than that, please feel free to leave comments on the website brandexreviews.com or on the YouTube video comments section. But like I say, I couldn't really notice a difference. Now, the one that I got is the Blu-ray version. You get a DVD copy of it as well. It's one of those combo packs. And from a collector's point of view, it's quite nice to own an alternative copy as well. Plus, it's slightly slimmer to what you usually get the UK versions. It is Region 2 or Region B, which means British, compatible anyway. So don't worry about that if you're thinking of getting this one and you're in the UK. It plays fine. There are subtitles, but you can knock them off. It plays just as any other British format film would do. Now, extra features wise, it's got some quite good ones. It's got a documentary called Maximum Security, the Real Life Tomb, which isn't so much about the film, even at all. It's just about real life maximum security prisons. It's fairly interesting, but I wasn't too bothered about that. There's one called Executing the Plan, which I think was about 20 minutes long, something like that. And it's just a general behind-the-scenes thing about making of the film. There's some deleted scenes, about 7 minutes worth, but there's a really good 15-minute featurette called Clash of the Titans, and it's a documentary style thing about just the context of having Stallone and Schwarzenegger in a film together. Now, obviously they both did Expendables 1 and 2, but it was fairly restricted, and it was Stallone's film at the end of the day, and Schwarzenegger was just kind of a guest. But in this one, it's a bit more even. I mean, again, it's still more Stallone's film, but it's about 60-40 in Stallone's favour, I would say, in terms of screen time and, story, telling kind of thing. So, if you haven't seen the film anyway, that's just one thing I would kind of throw out there, that's good about it. Now, again, if you haven't seen the film and you're expecting, because it's got Stallone and Schwarzenegger, it's going to be an all-out action flick, you might be a bit disappointed because, I mean, I wasn't, but I think if that's what you expect, you might be, because it's kind of a thinking man's action film. There's not a huge amount of action in it. I would kind of compare it to a film like maybe Escape from Alcatraz. I mean, not exactly the same as that, because there is action in this, but it's pretty much right at the end and the odd little bits during the film. But it's an escape film. It's about mystery and intrigue, that kind of thing. But and it's not a dumb film as well. A lot of people think that Stallone and Schwarzenegger are really dumb or whatever, just because of the kind of characters they play, the kind of actors that they are. Well, I say bollocks to that. Schwarzenegger, whether or not you liked his politics or not, I know I didn't, to be fair. I think he was pretty much a tool of the globalists. But he was the governor of California. He's not an idiot, and he's been very successful in everything that he's done, from bodybuilding to acting and politics. So he's not an idiot. And Stallone, I mean, he's directed a lot of pretty good films. He wrote Rocky, the original one, and it won an Oscar. And it's not a dumb film. I know I've said this before. So don't typecast these guys as dumb. And so don't kind of think that this film is going to be dumb just because it's got those two in it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's got plot holes. But all in all, I would say, like I say, it's a thinking man's action film. So that's pretty much what I have to say about that anyway. Not really much else to add, I guess. As I was saying, the featurette Clash of the Titans, it talks about those two guys acting together, kind of puts it into context about how there'd been a desire to get these guys together in a film back in the 80s and 90s, but it just never happened because scheduling conflicts mostly, that's what they say anyway. So it kind of, like I say, puts into context as to kind of how cool it is just to see these guys together. Similar vein to the 1994, or is it 95, film Heat with Robert De Niro and Al Pacino. How did I forget his name? I don't know. It's like one of the best actors ever. I forgot his name. But yeah, it's kind of... the film's not like that, but it's like that kind of thing, having those two actors come together on screen together. Similar kind of moment in film history, I guess. But, I mean, Heat was probably a better film. But this is very good anyway. I would recommend it. I'll probably give it about a 7 out of 10, which isn't a bad score. It's not a brilliant film, but it's not a bad film, far from it. I found it quite entertaining anyway. So if you want to get it anyway, like I say, it's available in the UK on the 17th of March, which I think is the same day that Hunger Games Catching Fire comes out to buy as well. So if you wanted to get the imported version in the UK before it's released in the shops, it did take over a week to arrive, did this. So if you're going to order this now as I'm kind of reviewing this, by the time you receive it, if it's on the same time scale, it'll probably be available in the shops. But and I don't know what the extras are. And it was about the same price as well. It was like £15, this one. So I don't regret getting it or anything like that. But as I say, it said it was the uncut, unrated version. I don't know if that's true or not in comparison to the British version, but as I say, if you know any differently, please leave a comment. That's my review of this anyway. There's plenty more reviews about brandxreviews.com, so if you want to go to this website here, go there and look in the video section, because there's a lot in there now and there's going to be a lot more to come as well. So I guess we'll see you next time anyway. Thank you very much for watching.